What's up, guys? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and baby, let's get into the drama of it all. Because, girl, the situation with Teddi and her husband, messy. But let's get into it. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. So, first up, let's talk about Real Housewives of Dubai. Unfortunately, it looks like they are putting the show on pause after 2 seasons, and it was confirmed by US Weekly. And then I saw a tweet by Bryce Sanders where he said this at ET Now has learned that RHO Dubai is on pause after 2 seasons. Doesn't mean it won't be back, it just won't be anytime soon. And that sucks because I actually really enjoyed Real Housewives of Dubai. And to me, when you think about all the other housewives shows that lined up this season, or this year, I would say, I thought Dubai was in the middle. I thought they had a solid like 7 out of 10 season. So I just think it sucks that they got put on pause. And I also feel like the network didn't do their job, in my opinion, because they did not promote the show. Like, waiting so long for them to come back within 2 years and then not promoting the show and having it on Tuesday, where people were like, they forgot that the show was on Tuesday because of the promotion not being well. I think they set up the show to fail. I've always suggested that they put Dubai on Peacock, where they can cultivate a fan base the same way that Real Housewives of Miami did, because I do believe that a lot of people, including myself, got Peacock so they could watch Real Housewives of Miami. I know I did, especially when my television service was like, it's free. Like, we'll give you a year's worth of Peacock for free. So I was like, I bet, So that's why I started watching Miami. But I just feel like, dang, I thought it was a really good season. So, with this being announced, the people took to Twitter to voice their concerns, especially we all know Brooks was going to do it. So this is what she had to say. So she quote tweeted herself when she talked about, like, y'all are just believing rumors. We haven't heard anything back yet. So she said this. This aged well. Hashtag RHO Dubai. Ladies, don't debunk things and make false announcements to mislead people. Girls speaking about shakeups and all of this debunking was, well, interesting to watch on the timeline. I told you. So then somebody responded by saying, you're celebrating your own show being canceled on purpose. You really are MAGA. And then she responded by saying, why does everyone use that word celebrate so loosely? I'm in bed on the phone with my sister eating seaweed snacks. I'm not celebrating, I'm eating. Then another person said, and a day later, cancel LMFAO, God is good. And then she responded by saying, if only you knew what I knew, you wouldn't think commenting this would phase me by. And then one of my mutuals actually responded to her by saying, okay, but Brooks, y'all for real are on pause? And she said, yes, babes. And then my mutual responded by saying, I wanted a season 3, child, but they better not bring y'all back in 8 or 9 years with with the timeline like they did with Miami. So it's definitely given that something behind the scenes kind of happened, because I'm wondering why Brooks responded to that person that says, and a day later, cancel LMFAO, God is good. And Brooks responded to them by saying, if only you knew what I knew, you wouldn't think commenting this would phase me by. So I wonder if something crazy happened and that's why they got put on pause, or if they got put on pause because the network is trying to revamp the show. But yeah, I think it sucks because I actually like Dubai and I was excited for a season 3, possibly them adding a new person, but here we are. So let's move on. So let's talk about Married to Medicine, y'all, because this was actually really weird to me. So the Bravo Shade Room reposted this interaction between Heavenly and Sweet Tea. Mind you, I don't even think I could call it an interaction. It's just like a late response. So y'all know Married to Medicine is coming back this month, which I'm super duper excited for. Y'all, if you don't know, Married to Medicine is one of my favorite reality shows. And on the day that they released the super trailer, Dr. Heavenly posted this, and it was on October the 22nd, and she said this: Miss Quad got ninjas fighting over her. OMG, hashtag Married to Medicine. So then Sweet Tea responds on November the 9th saying, who would fight over a drunk? Hashtag married to medicine. And I was confused because I'm like, girl, why did you wait like almost 3 weeks to respond to her? So I'm not saying she couldn't respond to Dr. Heavenly, but I was like, you waited 3 weeks to say something? And so I was on Bravo Shade Room where I saw the post, and I went in the comments and I was like, why did she wait so long? And somebody said something to the effect of like, allegedly Dr. Heavenly was talking about her on, like, I guess on live or something. So I hit the hashtag on Twitter, on Instagram, and I went on YouTube to see if anybody had like a screen recording or was talking about Dr. Heavenly talking about Sweet Tea, and nothing came up. Like, legit, nothing came up. And so I was confused because I was like, did she search the hashtag and then she saw this? Because I'm like, girl, why wait so long? So then All True Tea posted about it as well, where it starts off with what Dr. Heavenly said, where she said, Miss Quad got ninjas fighting over her. OMG, hashtag married to medicine. Then Sweet Tea responds by saying, who would fight over a drunk? Hashtag married to medicine. And then another person with that tagline or the name tag saying, KXN said, your man is in love with that woman. So then Sweet Tea responded to that person saying, it's the ignorance for me. Let's not jump on the bandwagon of somebody else's delusional thought, but whatever makes you feel better. Again, I don't get why she waited 3 weeks to respond. I just think that's weird. Like, really, were you on the hashtag for Married to Medicine? And if so, even if you saw it, I wouldn't have responded to it once I saw that she posted it on October the 22nd, you know? But I'm going to reserve my thoughts on the reason about the fight, even though I kind of agree with Dr. Heavenly, but we haven't seen it, because that could be her interpretation on as to why the men fought, and it could be something totally different. We know Heavenly just be throwing things out there just to keep the crowd going and to get the people talking. Now, when it comes to Sweet Tea, I don't think I really gave her that much grace when it came to the ladies, because I felt like, girl, you're 30. Like, I think, wasn't she like 32 or 33 when she started the show? Now she's probably like 33, 34. Like, you're an adult, and you were so bold to like slip into this man's DM or slide into the man's DM and be like, hey, I can give you what you need with a baby emoji. That lets me know you have been watching this show since the beginning, since season 1. So you know how these women operate, and no one forced you to be a part of the show. At any time you could have said no. You wanted to be a part of the show because you wanted the fame and the status that came with being a part of this show. Now, what I want Sweet Tea to do is keep that same energy. If you can call Quad a drunk on Twitter, I need you to be able to call her that when it comes time at the reunion or throughout their season if y'all get into it. But I don't think she is, because I don't think Sweet Tea is quick enough. Like, Alicia, even though we know Dr. Alicia isn't coming back, she to me was quick because she got with Heavenly on the same level, even got with Toya. But Sweet Tea, not so much, girl. All right, y'all. So let's move over to Atlanta. So Cynthia Bailey was talking about Phaedra Parks' return in People magazine, and Jay's reality blog caught a little excerpt of it, so I wanted to read it. So it says this: I know she comes with us for our last international trip. We got a lot done. I will say Phaedra definitely did her thing in the 2 weeks that she had the season finale. This is her season. So you telling me Phaedra talking about that she revived shows and we're only going to see her like the last 2 weeks, which I feel like the last 2 weeks of a season is maybe 2 or 3 episodes. Girl, what? That's mess right there. So the next thing I want to talk about is Mrs. Lawrence. So Carlos King did an interview with Mrs. Lawrence on his YouTube channel, and there was a clip that was kind of going viral where Mrs. Lawrence was talking about the Kenya Moore situation at the hair salon. So Carlos asked him, how is Kenya doing, and what can you tell us about that situation since you were there? So let me play that clip.
Season has not aired, but obviously Kenya Moore had a hair show at her salon, and you were, there. What can you say to the world about how Kenya is doing? Because you were actually there when that whole thing went down.
You know what's funny? I wasn't there when that happened. I was there. I did the part Kenya asked me to do, which was judge a hair show and Cynthia was there. And I left right afterwards. Now, everything that happened after, I was like, what happened? I couldn't believe all this. I didn't know. I was like, well, I didn't see none of that, so I don't know what y'all talking about. But yeah, I don't know. And I talked to Kenya maybe a month after that happened. Kenya's good. Mm-hmm. Kenya is good. I learned that the rumors were not true, that she wasn't fired, that she wasn't suspended. They, to my understanding, had just paused her part of our side of the production. That's pretty much all that I know. Do I think it's fair? No, I don't. Because the show was built off of the shadiest and nastiest drama and shade and reading you could possibly think of. So I was very surprised and taken back that, she had to suffer in whatever way because of what transpired. And what exactly transpired, I have no idea. The severity of whatever the repercussions were, I have no idea. But just based on what I've read, I'm like, well, that's not fair.
So that was Mrs. Lawrence's take on the whole situation. And I have to agree with him, especially when he came to the part about how Real Housewives and the show has been built on the nastiest and the shadiest drama. And it's like, okay, if what is true that they said about Brittany threatening to pull out a pew-pew on Kenya, then why would she not think Kenya would retaliate? It also feels like that what people are saying that Kenya did, she didn't do. Because I still think it's mad weird that we have not gotten a picture of what was said to be shown. Like, I still have that screenshot that someone made where they imposed a, penis on one of the TV screens, but then everybody was saying that was fake and that was like someone chopped and screwed it and edited it. But we got all these other pictures of the posters that Kenya had. I just think it's weird. But I do believe Mrs. Lawrence where he says that Kenya wasn't let go and she wasn't fired. And I think she might actually be coming back because she posted this clip of her surrounded by TVs in this really pretty yellow dress. Now, I can't play the music because it's Beyonce's My House and they will snatch this down real quick or give me a copyright strike. But a lot of people were like, is this foreshadowing that Kenya is coming back? I definitely think Kenya will be back, mainly because if y'all had to pull in Phaedra for the last 2 weeks of the show and y'all really didn't have anything else, they're definitely bringing Kenya back. As well as I heard, and I don't know how true it is, that they said that Kenya's storyline will still be featured in the show because it was still talked about after they supposedly stopped filming her. Kenya was also on ET, promoting this new book that she has with Brooklyn. I think it's like Brooklyn Travels the World or something. And they asked her about Real Housewives. And she basically said she not going nowhere. She'll be back. So let me play that clip.
Thinking from the fans, I really have a great fan base, real, not followers, but real fans. And people who really care about me and that want to see me, that miss me. But listen, like I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. You will be seeing me. I'm not going anywhere. Despite all this stuff that's surrounding whatever this, people decide that they want to write.
So yeah, I think King is coming back, and I would not be surprised if she popped up at the reunion, like in a friend capacity where they talk about the whole situation between her and Brittany. But I really think they're going to have to bring Kenya back because it doesn't seem like this season really has that much buzz when it comes to the girls. And it seems like every time you hear the girls talking about it, a lot of them are wanting Kenya to come back, except for Brittany, who Kenya seems to have had the most beef with. All right, so let's move over to Real Housewives of Potomac. So congratulations are in order to Miss Candiace Dillard Bassett. She and Chris welcomed their baby. I think the People magazine article said back in October. So shouts out to everybody that was like, Candiace had her baby like 3 weeks ago. I said, because y'all were correct. Y'all were definitely correct. I'm not going to read the People magazine article, but if I find it, I'll definitely put the link in the description box below if you would like to read it for yourself. But his name is Jet Maxwell Lee Bassett. I said, first of all, girl, where did you get Jet? Because all I can think about is Jeffro, but I think in the People magazine article, I think they said in Hebrew, Jet means excellence and abundance, and that's why Candiace picked that name. She seems to be so ecstatic about having this child, and I'm happy because it seems like her pregnancy was healthy, and it also seems like she had a positive birthing experience. The People magazine photos are actually really cute. My favorite one is her in her glam room holding the baby, and she just said how much she is excited to see the type of person he grows into, as well as to be cheering him on the sidelines. It sucks that we were not able to see this. Like, this would have been such a full circle moment for Bravo, and it's annoying because Bravo sucks ass at this point when it comes to when they have really good housewives. I feel like back in the day they used to cultivate housewives. Now not so much. They listen to fans or they don't protect their housewives, because I'm like, this would have been amazing to watch. We're welcome, and this is to anybody, even if you like Candiace or not. If you are denying the fact that this would have been a great full circle moment, you full of it. Okay, because we got introduced to Candiace when she was engaged to Chris, to then that season afterwards we saw her get married, to then you have her with the whole fight situation, to her contemplating like her anxiety, to her wanting to have a baby but she wasn't really sure if she could do it because of her issues with her own mother. We watch her start her music career, her acting career as well. We watch her graduate with her master's, and now we even saw her start the process of like egg retrieval. To here we see her having a baby, and we miss that full circle moment because you broads over there down at Bravo NBC and whatever company, I think it's like Shed Media or Purveyors of I think it's Truly Entertainment, could not protect a valuable cast member. Y'all suck. But shouts out to Candiace and Chris. So next, let's talk about Jazzy. Girl, shut up. You're making the situation worse. So because the internet had been flaming her up for the past couple of days, she decided to hop her happy dappy ass on the internet and make a Insta story talking about she's going to be doing an interview. And I said, girl, be quiet. Just be quiet. Let it play out. But no, because we like you. And I feel like you're going to make yourself look even more stupid. But let me play the clip for you.
But it's so funny because when the blogs start talking and they don't even have the information correct, that be the crazy part. And you know, when you sign up for a reality TV show, you are subject to editing however it's going to be edited, because they're going to try to get everything in and they don't often get it in. And sometimes I do feel like maybe you guys are purposely confused, and that's fine by me because the folks are talking, baby. Bags are secured, and over here we're good. Okay. So anyway, I wanted to get on here to let y'all know that I will be on a reputable platform next week where y'all can get all of the juicy tea, and we're going to make the fuck sense. Cause baby, I've been Jazzy. And if you know, you fucking know.
So after she posted that to her Insta story, she then posted this statement where she said, "One thing I never do is lie. I'm very proud of the truth of my situation. Actually, y'all will see I'm being nice enough with the lies for clout." Girl, that doesn't make sense. So then she continued and made another post where she said, "I understand that not everyone sees the full picture. It's common for some to seek attention through misinformation. However, I won't be lending my energy to baseless gossip designed to drive clicks. Stay tuned though." Jazzy, I'm going to say this. As someone who is liking you on the show, the more you talk, the worse it gets for you. At the end of the day, you're doing all of this for a man that he's not claimed by any NFL team now. He is on, I guess, allegedly the practice team of the Dallas Cowboys. And sis, they found pictures dating all the way back to December of 2023. So a year ago, to him doing Christmas pictures with the baby mama and the kids. Girl, either you were the side chick or he was running game on both of y'all, and the story doesn't make sense. I'm hoping after this humiliation and the embarrassment of this situation really sets in on her and she stops trying to defend herself, she gets the balls enough to leave the man, because you're looking stupid. Well, the last thing we're going to talk about is Stacey and her relationship with TJ. So I guess she made this statement on Watch What Happens Live about her relationship. And honestly, even the picture that Jay's reality blog is using, they just look like two friends or like cousins. They not giving they into each other. So she said this. It says Stacey talks about her relationship with TJ. She says, "We're just taking this day by day. We know where we stand. We know what's important to us as Christians. We know what's important to us, him in the terms of how he's leading his life, me as a mother, and what I want for my daughter now that I'm becoming divorced. We're just trying to do the best we can. We don't put boundaries. We don't say, let's just do this and that. We stay true to who we are individually, and also as a couple, we try to do the best we can. I'm really, really blessed. I have a lot of people around me right now who are so supportive and good, and TJ is definitely at the top of the list. Hashtag RHOP." Girl, that was enough. That was just word salad, Stacey. The more I see this relationship, the more I believe these are just two friends who were like, hey, Stacey was like, "Hey, TJ, I'm about to go on this show. I need a storyline other than my divorce because my husband's not going to let me film that. And I need you to come on here with me. You're a struggling actor that nobody knows about, that does background roles. Maybe this will help you gain visibility." But honestly, it's not even given that they see it for each other. And that statement just was a crock of doo-doo. Girl, that was word salad, and you didn't even say anything, Stacey. Get out my face. So let's go to Miami. So it looks like Teddi and Tamra were doing their Two Teas in a Pod podcast, but they were doing a live event, and Marisol was one of the guests. So this was caught on November the 2nd, but it says Marisol Patton says no one missed Dr. Nicole on the upcoming season of RHOM. So let me play that clip for you.
Were you surprised that Nicole chose not to come back?
No.
Did you want her to come back?
I was kind of okay with her choice. Listen, she's never done it. I mean, she did do a little something to me, but it was a retaliation.
But do you think she didn't come back because Anthony's ex is on?
Oh, no. No. I don't think so. I don't know.
In case you guys didn't know that.
Maybe she knew something that I didn't know beforehand. I don't know.
And I have to say, I do love Dr. Nicole. I love her.
I do too.
I love her. I do miss her. I love all of the dynamics of everybody on the show.
You know what? Nobody misses her. Her name hasn't come up once. We only have 5 weeks of filming left. Like nobody even. It's like she was never there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I wasn't surprised by Marisol's response because, girl, Marisol ain't never seen it for Nicole. Well, Nicole actually responded back to what Marisol said. So she created her own video. So let me play that for you guys. So I tried to slow down the video for you guys so you could see what Nicole posted. But basically she says social media versus reality, where she was showing hanging out with Kiki, Gertie, and Nicole. No, where Nicole was hanging out with Lisa, Kiki, and Gertie. So then she posted a screenshot where she said, well, someone now has a storyline. Finally, you're welcome. And it was a screenshot of a conversation that she was having with Marisol. And I think it was calculated because she blocked out what she sent to Marisol, because I guess she was pretty peeved at her Marisol saying that nobody missed her. Well, Marisol responded by saying, well, none of your friends mentioned you, just saying. And then she said, I'm sure you will tell them to bring you up now. Now, I know Nicole is a fan favorite, and I know people find Marisol to be annoying. I like Marisol, and I somewhat like Nicole, but Marisol technically doesn't need a storyline because she's a friend of. As a main housewife, you need a storyline, and we've had storylines with Marisol. It's been her letting go her issues with her mom, her grieving process, her remarrying her husband in another country. Like, we've had storylines with Marisol. I just think the only person who I expect to mention Nicole being gone and missing her really to be Gertie. But honestly, even with watching Real Housewives of Potomac, we have yet to hear anybody mention Candiace or Robin. So I wouldn't really expect them to mention Nicole, especially if the people that they bring are giving us more. I do want to see Nicole come back, because the reason why I've never really connected with Nicole is I always felt like she was only giving us like a facade. I felt like eventually she would get more comfortable and truly give us who she is, but that's just me. I still think she was a great housewife, so I do hope that she comes back. I also saw that other people responded to Nicole responding to Marisol. You had Dr. Nicole saying real friends, not a friend of, as a shot at, Marisol. Then Adriana said, missing you every day. And then Gertie said, my girl, so much fun last night. Staying the course with Miami, we also got some updated pictures. So I know the last time I talked about Real Housewives of Miami, we had pictures of them going to this goddess party. Now it seems like Gertie is actually the one who organized this party. So in the picture that was posted by Queens of Bravo Plus, you see Carmen Carrera, who they're alleging is supposed to be a new friend of the show, Adriana, Lisa, Larsa, and Kiki. Now, I've known of Carmen Carrera since, I want to say, season 3 of RuPaul's Drag Race. She is a trans woman. I'm gonna try to be open with Carmen because I ain't never really liked Carmen. I didn't like Carmen on RuPaul's Drag Race, and even other shows that I've seen Carmen be on, I didn't like her. But she might be totally different now, so I'm gonna give her a chance if she does become a friend of or a recurring character on Real Housewives of Miami. We then also got new confessional pictures of Alexia and Larsa looking pumped and stuffed, but that's what we get when we go down to Miami. We also got confirmation yesterday that they're going on a cash trip to Spain, and it looks pretty based off of the pictures. What actually shocked me was this video clip of Larsa, Julia, and Adriana being buddy, and I said, girl, in what girl, it really is the Twilight Zone or the end of days, because the way that Larsa and Julia and Adriana have been beefing for the past 3 years, and now they talking about we're family and we're going on a cash trip, girl. The pigs are flying, and this kind of makes me nervous. That lets me know this season is probably about to be chaotic AF if they are cool. So the last thing we're going to talk about as it pertains to Real Housewives of Miami is Lisa. So this was posted by TV Deets, and they took an excerpt from In Touch Weekly. And if I can find the article, I'll put the link in the description box below. But basically, it starts off like this. It says, Lisa Hutchinson is allegedly holding up her divorce by refusing to agree to a non-disparagement clause. It goes on to say, the parties have reached resolutions in most issues. The parties parties have been working on a parenting plan which is mostly agreed to and to which they have been abiding by to date. Lenny's lawyers claim in recent court documents obtained by In Touch, Lisa is refusing to agree to a non-disparagement and confidential provision. Of course, the parties keep their personal matters confidential and not disparaging each other, whether publicly or privately, especially around their minor children, is always in the best interest of the children. Yet again, the reason unknown, Lisa will not agree to sign provision. Hashtag RHOMY. So I feel two ways. On one hand, I definitely think that Lisa should just sign the divorce papers and move on with her life, because we have been hearing about Lenny for like the past 4 seasons, girl, or 3 seasons. Like at this point, the Lenny and your divorce storyline, you have milked the well. It has run dry, and girl, we tired. We are tired and we can't take it no more, sis. And now you need to focus on other things. Focus on the relationship you have with the new guy. Focus on your children. Focus on the new business ventures that you're trying to implement and work on. So like, you no longer need to have a storyline around Lenny because it's old. But on the other hand, I'm like, screw Lenny. He is a dog. Like the way that he threw Lisa out the house, the way the mother switched up on Lisa, the way he was parading around the new girlfriend and how nasty and disrespectful she was to Lisa. At this point, she should be able to talk about Lenny and how disgusting of a human being he is for the rest of her life. But it's just like, girl, let it go. Like, I know being attached to him has to be draining and tiring, and you're on a cast full of women who have shown you can have a life after. Larsa divorced Scotty. She has a life. Alexia has been divorced, made a widow, and possibly going through a divorce right now. She living her life. Marisol has been married, I think 3 times, and divorced. She's, spiritually married and moving on with her life. I think Adriana is the only one that she still give bitter teas, but she's still enjoying her life and she's moving on. Like, Kiki's moving on. I don't think she's ever been married, but it's like you are surrounded by women who have shown you that you don't have to rely on this man and you can move on. The good thing is you are on this show and you're getting paid. So sis, let them go. Let it go. Sign them divorce papers and move on with your life. So let's talk about Miss Beverly Hills. So first up, let's talk about Lisa Rinna. So on November the 7th, Lisa Rinna posted on her Instagram, "Hi, I'm back," with the middle finger picture of her on Watch What Happens Live. So everybody was like, oh my gosh, does this mean they bringing her back to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Well, Lisa did an interview with US Weekly, and not so much. I'm only going to play a little clip of it because it was pretty lengthy. But what it turns out is it seems like there's about to be a reality show featuring Lisa and her family.
With your daughter in Mommy Meanest. Any plans to work together again? Is any more collaborations in the works?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love, I love to work with my girls.
Yeah.
I shot the Marc Jacobs campaign with Amelia, and, any chance we get. And I have a feeling that we will be working, all of us, together in 2025.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. A lot of people miss you on reality TV, and there's always been talks that maybe there would be another show of just you and your family. Is that kind of maybe what you're hinting at?
Well, you never know, you just never know what is around the corner, is what my mom used to say. You just never know.
Would you be open to that? Is that something that that would make you want to go back to reality TV if it's just focused on you and your family?
I'm open to everything, to be honest with you. I'm open to all kinds of things, and I think there's all sorts of fun things that are being presented to us right now. And it's kind of a matter of, like, how do you want to express yourself in those types of genres?
Sure.
I'm so talking word salad, I know I am, but there's a lot of fun opportunities, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. I know Harry had a conversation with Andy not too long ago, and he said, because of your last season of Housewives was so bad that it kind of made you say no to coming back, and it was the best thing that ever happened to you. Do you agree with that?
I do.
I know you said you kind of never say never to anything, but I know the Beverly Hills trailer came out and the comments were flooded being like, we want Rinna back. We want Rinna back. You know,
They were?
No, they were. They were like, we need Rinna this season. She needs to be here.
So
is
the
that
clip
something
got
that you would
cut
never say
off,
never to again?
But basically, Lisa Rinna was just kind of like, no, that chapter of my life for Real Housewives is closed. I could see Lisa Rinna coming back, but as like in a cameo. I don't think I could ever see her being a full-time housewife or a friend of, because it seems like her life has actually gotten better since she hasn't been on the show. She's getting invited to more like A-lister events. She's being shown in different TV shows beyond like Lifetime, because it seems like Lifetime has like a program or a pipeline for like the Real Housewives to go over there and do shows and things like that. But she's been on like FX and like Hulu and stuff like that. So I don't think she'll come back. I'm wondering if you guys are interested in a Lisa Rinna reality show. I don't know. I feel like you have to be something extremely special now for new reality shows, especially those that are geared around your family, to actually work. And I don't think anybody is really invested in her daughters like that for them to have a reality show. So an update on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So it looks like Dorit is said to be the villain per Sutton's words. So it says this: Dorit is this season's villain and she has a big falling out with Sutton. The RHOBH season 14 trailer was the cause of death for a good percentage of the viewers when it came out last week. But according to Sutton, it didn't tell the whole story, which is that Dorit is clearly the villain this season. She added, I think it's going to be a lot of Dorit versus everyone. It's a lot of Dorit versus Kyle, but I think it's also a lot of Dorit versus Sutton. Then no let up on the Beverly Hills Beach entrepreneur. They then questioned Sutton by saying, who's the biggest diva? Dorit. However, it goes on to say, housewife, who causes the most drama this season? Dorit. Yikes. Perhaps it was the memory of Sutton equating her stress levels to the French designer being late to her party being robbed at gunpoint. So I don't know. They're saying Dorit is going to be acting like season 7 Dorit, but who really knows? Who truly knows? Because sometimes Sutton be exaggerating. But I am looking forward to see if Dorit really is going to be in her season 7, season 8 bag, because she got to really work for this check now that her and PK might actually be getting a divorce. So let's get into the reason why we are here. Girl, Teddi! This is messy. When I tell you this is messy, this is messy. So, on November the 2nd, Teddi made a post about filing for a divorce, and she said this: after a great deal of care and consideration, I have made the difficult decision to file for a divorce. My priority is my children and ensuring that every care is taken with their privacy and well-being throughout this new chapter. Making a public statement is not something I wanted to do, but in efforts to protect my family from undue speculation and rumors, I felt being open, honest, and vulnerable was the best path forward. So I said, okay, cool, whatever. I then saw this page post this clip where they said, is it the Bravo Beverly Hills curse or the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills curse? Because they had all of the couples that have gotten a divorce or a separation lined up. And now here we have Teddi and her husband. So everybody kind of paid that dust after Teddi announced her divorce. It was like nobody really cares because, girl, it's Teddi. Well, then all of a sudden it said Teddi Mellencamp cheating rumors and an alleged brawl at a horse show. So the entertainment page called Duck, I think it's Do XU or Dumu. I never know how to say this, but basically these two ladies were speculating that there was a brawl between Teddi and this woman because Teddi allegedly was cheating with her husband. Let me play that clip for y'all.
People seem to know about this. Allegedly, Teddi cheated on her husband with her horse trainer, who is also married. And people are telling me this is a well-known fact in the horse show community. And that when the wife found out, this is this person's words, an all-out brawl between them happened at a horse show in mid-September.
So when I heard this, I said, not them fighting down at the rodeo. I also was like, nobody had pictures. Nobody had pictures. Because one thing I know, horse people are crazy and they're messy. And I said, nobody posted any pictures. So I was like, I don't know if I believe this. I don't know. But then, girl, I kind of had to believe it. Because Daily Mail posted an article exposing everything. So let's read it. So this is how the article started. So it says, a source told dailymail.com that the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum 43 and her German-born horse trainer Simon had a months-long affair behind their spouse's back. Making matters worse, the pair were together in Florida while Simon's pregnant wife, Carly, was giving birth to their second child in California. Carly thought it was suspicious that her husband was in Florida when she was giving birth, the source tells dailymail.com. When Simon returned, Carly found text messages on Simon's phones that exposed the affair. She confronted Simon and Teddi about it, and they confessed. Teddi promised it would not happen again. Girl, so then how did the horse brawl happen? Because it's given that Carly already knew what was up. Because what? Carly didn't tell Edwin when she found out. She was willing to give Simon another chance and stay with him, but last month Carly found proof that the affair was ongoing and that it had become emotional. Simon had a history of cheating and Carly was tired of being connected to him. Edwin only learned of the affair late last month when Carly told him. The sources claim that Teddi decided to file for divorce once she got caught in the affair. She filed for divorce from Edwin, so he did not have the chance to file and get her for adultery. It has been alleged that the marriage ended because Edwin cheated on Teddi, but it is actually the other way around. Simon, who specializes in horse jumping, had been training Mellencamp's horse Totally, nicknamed Toad. On May the 29th, his wife congratulated her husband and Mellencamp on Toad's success at the horse show. Kyler ended up posting, so beyond proud of Simon's hard work with Teddi Mellencamp's Total. Kyler wrote on Instagram. You then got Teddi posting this to her Instagram saying, when you're being pushed into the shadows, always find the light. Girl, you did what they said you did. So here's my thing. Should you cheat? No. But if you are going to cheat, girl, it shouldn't be with another married person. But I've oftentimes heard that married people will cheat with other married people because they both have so much to lose. So you never have to worry about someone like outing someone. But I look at the wife kind of crazy. Like, girl, you should have been done dropped him when you found out that when you were giving birth, he was in Florida while you were in California. That should have been a great marker that he does not care about you or your children, and you should have moved on. Now that you find text messages, all of a sudden the affair is still ongoing. Girl, stupid. I do remember Teddi saying that what she was hiding from Beverly Hills was that her marriage was falling apart. So I mean, I guess it's truly over now that she filed for divorce. I don't know what she saw in this man, because I don't think Edwin, her actual husband, is attractive. I don't think this man is attractive. I'm a teeth person, and Simon's teeth are atrocious. So he would have never got any play from me. So I'm just kind of like, girl, he must have had like a third leg or something. But yeah, I wonder if Teddi and Tamara are going to address this on Two T's in a Pod, because they address everything else. But this is definitely something she going to have to talk about. But this is messy. Now, I wonder if this is going to make people interested in seeing Teddi on Housewives, because I did see a lot of people say that, like, girl, I don't like Teddi, but I do want to understand why she had this affair, and I want the tea. I would be okay with them having like maybe 3 episodes or 2 episodes of them grilling Teddi about this affair and her giving us the tea, because I want to know, girl, really? You really cheated on your husband and you filed for divorce so he couldn't say that you cheated on him with adultery? Teddi said, you gotta be quicker than this. This is so messy. But yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. And as always, remember to be bravely authentic, and definitely hop down in the comments below. And please share your thoughts with me, as well as like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm out, y'all. Deuces.